Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a wig review. I am partnering with Nell's Wigs to bring you this wig review and to tell you about a resource for budget-friendly wigs. That's right. Nell's Wigs sells heat-friendly synthetic. I'm pretty sure all of her wigs are heat-friendly, but they're budget friendly. So I'm very excited to bring this to you and tell you all about it. So if you want to know more, stick around. I am so thrilled to be partnering with Nell's Wigs to bring you this review. I'm always so excited to bring you guys new styles and new retailers, new options for wig buying and wig wearing. And whenever I can bring you more budget-friendly pieces, that really excites me. So this one is more budget-friendly, but I think the quality is still really, really nice. So we're not talking about cheap Amazon wigs here. These are a step above those really cheap Amazon wigs, and I do think that they can compete with some of the higher end, more expensive synthetics. There's a couple of tweaks that you might want to do to make it look more realistic, which I'll talk about, but in general, I am thrilled with this piece and what I've learned so far about Nell's Wigs. Let's take a look at this one from all sides. Look at those fun highlights, you guys. Oh my gosh. I will talk about color a little bit later on in this video. I do timestamp everything that I talk about. So if you're only here to see certain things, go down to the description and look at those timestamps. We'll cover color inside and outside a little bit later in this video. So Nell's Wigs is an online retailer. She sells, from what I gather, mainly heat-friendly synthetic wigs. That's what I was finding at her website. And I believe she's located in, I want to say Salt Lake City, Utah. I know she's in Utah. And that is, it's just so fun to be able to learn about a new place to purchase wigs. And what I was really, really impressed by was the number of wigs that she has available at her website. She has so many super cute styles. I had such a hard time choosing which one I wanted to show you guys because there were so many cute ones, just so many. Now this piece is a lace front center mono part wig, and I will show you the cap in just a second, but when the wig comes, it has lace that you need to cut. So the lace went down to about my eyebrows, and so I did cut the lace on this one, and I did it on video. I have already released that video showing you how to cut lace on a couple of different types of wigs. So if you want to see what this looked like before the lace was cut, or see me cutting the lace, I will link that video in the description. I did also film just a quick short little out of the box to show it with the lace uncut. I think I did. If I did, I will tack that onto the end, but you can definitely see me cutting the lace in that other video if you've never cut lace before. So keep in mind, often when you purchase a more budget-friendly wig, they generally come with lace that needs to be cut, as opposed to the higher-end major name brands like John Renault, Estetica, Rene of Paris, Ellen Villa, you know, those major name brands. They're considered ready to wear, and they do come with the lace pre-cut. But often if you're going to buy a more budget-friendly or human hair, you will have to be prepared to cut that lace. Let's take a look at the lace front and this parting space. Now what I want you to remember, this is a budget-friendly piece. In my experience and opinion, budget-friendly wigs are not very often completely perfect out of the box. There generally are some things that you need to do to make them your own. It's why I think sometimes people are willing to pay those big prices for those major name brands, because those tend to be a lot more ready to wear out of the box, but not always. And I'm going to tell you what I think this could use, and I'm going to do a Tip Tuesday showing you how to do all of those things. So if you're new to wig wearing and you need all the help you can get, please stick around, and I will get that video out as soon as I can to show you how I'm going to customize this. So this is what I'm talking about. You can really see the knotting on the parting space. that's not terrible. I've seen so much worse parting spaces on more budget-friendly wigs. This one is really quite good. All you really would need to do is dab a little bit of translucent powder right over those knots, and it would totally blur them. Really, really easy to do. Again, I'll show you all of that. I do have videos showing that right now, but I'll do something with this one in particular. So here's that lace front. So we have lace that goes all the way down to the ears. This is considered an extended lace front. And so you can see that right there. Now, when I cut the lace on my wigs, I cut the lace very close to the hairline. Some people like to leave a little bit of extra lace out. Gives you room to trim later, or if you like to adhere your wigs. I personally like my lace really super close to the hairline, so that's what I've done here. And then I cut all the way down so you can see the lace goes all the way down to the ear tabs. Now, this one does not need to be adhered. If you're just gonna wear it sort of like this, if you're gonna wear it down, or even if you're just gonna tuck it a little bit, you do not need to adhere this. But if you want to wear this in like updos or ponytails or pull it back, you can see that lace wants to lift right there. Some of that will depend on how you cut it. Some of that will depend on how the wig fits you. But just note that whenever you get a lace wig where the lace goes all the way down to the ears, for certain styles you may need to adhere it, but this one doesn't need to be adhered for just everyday wear. All right, let's take a look inside this cap so that you can see the cap construction and what you can expect. I'm just turning it inside out right now. All right, so this is what we have here. We've got this lace that, like I said, goes all the way beyond the ear tabs. And then you have a center mono part, and look at, or kind of lace part. It's just a very narrow center part. You really don't have a lot of room to shift that part around. That said, if you don't need these ear tabs, so there is a bendable stay in this ear tab here. If you don't need the ear tabs, if you have bio hair that you can blend, or this fits me really big, I'll talk about fit in a minute, and the ear tabs, I do have to cut these back some because they pretty much press upon my ears. If you remove the ear tabs fully or cut them back a little bit, you can actually shift this wig and shift the part. I'll show that to you in a few minutes. So then you've got a comb in the back. So right there is a comb in the back. Did I see combs? Yep, and there's combs right by the ear tabs as well. That can help with a secure fit if you have bio hair to tuck those combs into. If you don't and they bother you, just cut them out. I cut combs out of wigs all the time. It won't impact the integrity of the wig. You can just get it out of the way. And then the rest is closed wefted, as you can see. We do have hook adjusters and a little bit of an extended nape, and I do have these adjusters cinched in because this is running big. All right, so let me show you what I meant by if you wanted to cut the ear tabs off, how you can shift the part line. So you could even do this with the ear tabs on. It's just a little bit harder to do because they stick down a little bit, but if you move those a little bit, then what you can do is you can take and you can turn the wig a little bit, just like that. And now you've got more of a center part. And because of this length, it doesn't make it super obvious that one side is longer than the other. It actually works quite well. So if you're not a center part person and you find that some of these more budget-friendly wigs seem to come with a center part a lot, you can shift it. You just maybe need to do a little finagling with the sides to make that work. Okay, so I alluded to the fact that this is running a little bit big, so I would consider this to be big head friendly. Now, it is billed as being average on the website, but I had this, number one, I cinched it in almost all the way, and these ear tabs are really pretty much sitting on my ears. I have to sort of push it back and pull my ears forward to have this whole side not press right up against my ears. I have a 22-inch circumference, but I am actually quite petite over the top of my head. So I would encourage you to go look at my measurements in the description of this video to see how mine compare to yours and whether or not that might be a concern for you. I would say if you run kind of more average petite, this is really probably going to be too big unless you want to do a little wig cap surgery, which I will continue to tell you guys this in my videos. If you do run average, petite, or petite, and you're so frustrated by how many wigs are too big on you, there's so many videos out there showing you how to make a wig cap smaller. It's not complicated, and that could open up a lot of wigs to you if you learn how to do that. But it definitely is running big. It's, you know, it doesn't have a ton of stretch. It's got a little bit of stretch, but it's not a super, super stretchy cap. But I would definitely think that if you are running, if your, you know, measurements are typically more considered average large in the kind of the wig, the major name brand wig wearing, or the wig community, I'm losing my words, this probably will fit you. But look at my measurements, and I'm happy to answer any questions if you're curious or you're just unsure whether this is going to be the right cap for you. All right, let's talk about these fibers. So these are considered heat-friendly synthetic fibers, and on the website it says they're Japanese fibers. And the other thing it talks about is the texture, and this one is billed as a yaki silk texture. Let's talk about that a little bit. So yaki, Y-A-K-I, that is a texture of fiber that's just a little bit, I would just consider it fiber with texture. So women of color or women with really kind of coarse curly hair, that is sometimes referred to as yaki texture. And so this is a cross between yaki and silk. I think it gives it the most realistic look. It is very natural looking. There is no excessive shine on this at all. I am not seeing any unnatural wig shine whatsoever. The one thing I want to caution you about is it does tangle. Not terrible. I've had synthetic wigs that tangle way worse than this one. But, you know, it's a longer wig, and it's got a decent amount of volume here at the bottom. So it does like to tangle a little. So I would just take either a wide tooth comb, or you could purchase one of her awesome brushes. So, oops, I just hit my camera. She sent me this brush, and I love it. This is the exact same brush as I've been telling everybody about that I purchased on Amazon. It's the exact same one. I just love it. It is so gentle on wigs. It's got like, it's almost like a wide tooth brush, and it just makes combing or brushing through wigs so easy. So because this one does tangle a little bit, I just recommend that you carry a wide tooth comb with you or a brush and just pass it through, I'd say every hour, just to make sure you're kind of keeping those tangles at bay. I think it would be no problem as long as you care for it appropriately. Now, her website says that this is 130% density, which is an average density. I would say it's moderate density. The top is low density, and there's no permatease, no poof at all. This is incredibly flat to the head, all up in here. But it's like they did a little bit of a lower density up here, and then they added a little bit more density toward the bottom. So this is actually a decent amount of hair on the bottom. So if you wanted to do a ponytail or something, it would be a really cute ponytail. But it's definitely got some volume down here. So just kind of keep that in mind. At the end here, I'll tell you a little bit about the things I'm thinking of doing in case you're interested in watching me do that in a Tip Tuesday. Right, let's talk about color. Now, like I said, I think I said in the beginning, one of the challenges I have with the Nels Wigs website is the lack of color information on their listings. She has so many wigs, so many cute styles. It was so hard to choose which one to show you guys, but there isn't really any information about color on most of the wigs. Now, some of the wigs come in multiple colors. I don't think this one does. I think this is the only color that this particular style comes in. And luckily, the tag that was on the wig does have some color codes. So the tag says H10/12/60. Now, the 60 is a white or a platinum, and that's definitely these super bold highlights. I mean, there's no doubt that those are like a platinum. And then I think where I see the 8 or the 10 and the 12, which are light, medium light browns, where I see those most, let me take this off, oh, my wig grip came off, is kind of in the back. So I definitely see, so you see the white, but then I see some lighter browns back here. But then as you get over to the front, and especially up in the very front. This is a darker brown. I would consider this more of a medium chestnut brown. And then you've got some of the lighter browns as you head toward the back. So this has just got so much going on, all the different colors. But honestly, I think that for the fact that the whole front is mainly the dark color, let me put that back on so that you can see that. I am going to say that if you can wear like more dark brown colors, medium dark browns, then you'll feel right at home with this one, because all of the kind of the darker brunettes are all in the front, as you can see. So if you're looking for something that's more of a kind of a light brown, this one is going to be that in the back, but not in the front. It's almost like it's a little bit rooted too, which it doesn't say that it is, but it's just darker all up in here and then all up in the front. So it's just a fun, heavily highlighted, dark brown with some light brown. It's very dynamic, lots of really fun colors. I mean, look at that big pop right there. Isn't that fun? I think it's super fun. This is the kind of fashion colors that I can get on board with, and it just, I don't know, I just find it to be youthful and fun. Let's get outside so you can see this color outside. And like I said, I have the out of the box that I'll tack on, and then I have the other video where I show you how to cut the lace, which I'll link in the description as well. And then I'll give you a sneak peek of some of the things that I want to do with this after the color segment. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Nell's Wigs, for partnering with me on this, letting me see this cute piece, share it with everybody, and tell everybody all about you. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, friends, here we go with this beautiful color and outdoor light. Look at the pops of color on this. I absolutely love it. It's so fun. It's hard to get the whole thing in. All right, hopefully you got a good look. Let's get one more back look. Okay guys, thanks for watching. So this is what the wig looked like straight out of the box. So just so that you can see, it comes in this bag with Nell's Wigs on the bag. And then here it is out of the box. So I have not cut the lace on this yet. I wanted you all to have a chance to see it straight out of the box before I did anything to it. So this is what it looks like out of the box. So you've got all of this lace here that you have to cut to match your own hairline. It looks so good out of the box. There you go. All right, so for those of you who stuck around till the very end and you're curious, what would I do with this one to make it just a little bit more realistic and natural for me? Now, that said, this looks very natural to me. It's just, for me, it's really heavy in the front and really long. That's just a little bit too much for my particular face shape. I feel like it drags me down because of this. So one of the things that I really want to, and I'm not positive what all I will do, but here are some of the things that I'm thinking I would like to do. First of all, I'd like to add just some face framing layers in to the front here. And just to kind of maybe even thin it a little bit in the front. I just want to soften this front up a little bit and give myself a little bit of angles that will help my face shape. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to deal with the knotting on this. So I'm going to probably show a couple of different methods to make the knotting a little bit less obvious, because we're all in different places and we're all comfortable doing different things. For me personally, for just like an everyday wear, I would just dab translucent powder on here. That I think would be plenty to hide that. The other thing I'm going to do is I need to trim these sides up because it's just too long for me and it's covering my ears. What I'm thinking of doing is cutting the ear tabs off so that I can shift this part to be more of a side part. I think between, you know, creating more of a side part, maybe putting a little bit of layering in, and I might even see if I can get a little bit of lift or something up here because it's really flat on the top, but I'm just not sure yet. Those are all of the things I'm thinking of doing. Let me know what you think I should do in my Tip Tuesday playing with this piece to make it more work for me. Or what are you curious about? Maybe I'll tack that on as well. Who knows? But I'm really excited to be bringing you guys some education when it comes to wigs, and this is a great one to do that with. Thanks for watching, guys.